Good morning. It's another day working on the vehicles. Today I'm working on my 99 Dodge Dakota. Had some problems with my battery terminals. They, for some reason, came loose. So I tried to repair them yesterday, and that didn't go so good. So I bought these new ones, and they're like really cool. Made by V-Gate. You have a plus and a minus. And if you want to clean up your battery area, these are the way to go. You can put 6 different, I think of 1 gauge wires in these. Now mine, they don't have that many 1 gauge. I've got, what, 1, 2, 3. And these are for the winch, the ground for the chassis, and I don't know what the other one's for. Who knows? And same thing on this side. And I've got some accessories. It runs the aux beam, my circuit breaker for the winch, and some other stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these on here, get everything snugged up, and then I'll take another photo and show you the end results.
2 hours later.
Alrighty, well, that didn't take too long. The hardest part was cutting the winch wiring, because they're 0 gauge. So I had to use my cutoff wheel, because I don't have a pair of wire cutters that cut that big. But that made it a lot easier. You didn't even lose a finger. That's pretty amazing, huh? So anyway, this is my favorite truck, I swear. I got about $14,000 into this one. Anyway, those are the new battery terminals. These are all Allen wrenches, even including the ones for the clamp. The only thing I had a little bit of a problem with is I have because I don't drive this truck that much, because I have my my Mitsubishi here, which gets, gets really good gas mileage. I filled it up about a month and a half ago, and I'm still driving. And I just go around town here, but even still, my Dodge, just driving around town, I've probably been through 2.5 tanks by now, because it don't get good gas mileage. But it's my favorite truck right here. This is my baby. So, got that. I don't know if I ever showed you all this stuff. This is a circuit breaker here, and it actually is connected to the winch, just in case I have any problems there. I've also, down underneath here, back under there, I have a cutoff switch to the winch. So if I was to be in a front end collision, because I leave it off, but if I was in a front end collision and the whole front end gets shoved back in and cuts a wire, I don't have a bunch of shorts causing a fire in addition to the accident. Those red wires running up here, this comes from here, runs around, goes up that, I think I have 100, here's a 100 amp fuse in there. It runs across over to this side, and it's connected to what do they call it? It's like a cutoff switch. So if battery voltage is below 13.8, it doesn't do anything. If it's 13.8 and above, then it goes back through this OT wire, runs all along the frame, comes up through the bed, and goes to my lithium battery, or not to my lithium battery, but to a DC to DC charger, and then DC to DC charger to the lithium battery. So if you're planning on doing a lithium battery anytime in the future, and you want to know how you're going to charge that, you definitely need to get a DC to DC charger. If you try running it off the alternator, my understanding is it'll ruin your alternator. So I'm not an electrician, don't profess to be, but that's everything I read on it. You don't run it off the alternator. So the alternator goes through the system, goes back to the DC charger, and then out of the DC to DC charger to the lithium battery, which keeps it charged up. Now I can also charge it with solar, and I have solar panels for that. I'm not that into solar for the house, but for camping, for my truck, anything like that, solar power is good. Once they get solar power down to where I can buy a 4x8 solar panel that'll run my house, I ain't getting it. Because I don't want that ugly monstrosity on my house with holes drilled through the roof and all that stuff. So that ain't happening. Plus the fact that I'm 71 years old, and I never lived long enough to pay it off. These guys keep coming by here, oh yeah, you don't have to pay anything. Bullshit. Nobody gets nothing for free, so I don't even buy that crap. But yeah, this is it. And I'm all back in business. So I don't know why the old lead battery cables came loose. What I did yesterday is I took them off and I opened this portion up here so I can get them to squeeze tighter. That didn't do it. So I ordered these yesterday off of Amazon, and if I remember, I'll put a link in there. But if not, they're V-Gate. Get them on Amazon. They're like $37. I have Prime, so there was no shipping. It was overnight between 4 and 8 a.m. So I was able to get out here before it got too bloody hot, and I got that done. So now I'm just going to check me some fluids, because I have not driven this in probably month and a half or so. That's why the battery was low. But I got it charged back up. And if you're wondering, I'm using a battery from Batteries Plus. And originally was using an Optima in here, and the Optima kept going dead. And I told them it wasn't any good. And at the time, I only had this vehicle. So you wanted me to take the battery up there and leave it overnight. Well, I only have one battery. How am I supposed to drive up there with a battery if I don't have a battery to drive up there with? Stupid people. So anyway, I went to the East Coast. This has been a couple of years ago. And it was going dead. It was sitting in my son's driveway for, I don't know, a week or so. While we were doing stuff. It was his wedding. So we were doing stuff. But I was riding with them. My battery kept going dead. So he gave me a battery, a marine battery that he wasn't using, to throw in the back of the truck just in case I needed it on the way home. So when I got back here, I took the Optima out, put his battery in, took it up. Oh yeah, the battery's bad. Yeah, well, I've been telling you that for like 3 months now. So they replaced it. And I bought this one at the same time, and that was at Batteries Plus. It's an X2. It's made in America, unlike the Optimas. My understanding is Optimas are all made in Mexico now, or China, one of the two. So I just feel that they're an inferior battery at this point. But it's a big cranking battery, so it's in here now. It hasn't had any problems, but I drive this all the time. So that's where we're at. So y'all be good. Stay safe. God bless. Neighbors.